So you've got this awesome AI idea, right? You're excited, you think it's ready to go, and then it hits the governance review and just stops dead. So frustrating. We've all been there. Well, in this explainer, we're going to unpack exactly why that happens. And more importantly, I'm going to show you how to get your ideas prepped so that whole process is way faster and, honestly, a lot more predictable.
Okay, here's the game plan. We'll start with why these ideas get stuck in the first place. Then, we'll talk about what the board is actually looking for. I'll introduce you to a really cool tool called the Lifecycle Lens, show you how it'll help you fly through reviews, and then we'll finish up with some final tips for getting ready for that big meeting.
All right, first up, why do these great ideas hit a wall? You know, it almost always comes down to a communication gap. It's like the team submitting the idea and the board reviewing it are looking at it from two totally different planets. And this right here, this is the disconnect in a nutshell. From your point of view as the person who built it, the idea feels solid, right? It's mature, it's ready, but from the board's perspective, they're looking at it and seeing a bunch of holes. They're thinking, wait, critical info is missing here. They just can't sign off on it yet. Now, this is super important to get. This slowdown, it's not the board being anti-AI, not at all. It's really just a request for more clarity on the design. They're essentially saying, hey, help us understand this better so we can say yes.
Okay, so what is this missing information they're talking about? Let's get really specific about the 5 key questions your design absolutely has to answer before you even think about submitting it.
Okay, these are the big ones. Things like, who owns the outcome if something goes sideways? Where exactly does the AI's output start influencing real actions? What core systems does it touch? And critically, how do you spot an error? And how do you fix it or roll it back? If you don't have answers to these, the conversation's pretty much a non-starter.
I know, that might feel like a lot to think about, but don't worry, there's actually a tool designed to help you surface all these critical questions way early in the design process. It's called the Lifecycle Lens.
So what is it? Think of the lens as a way to classify your idea. It's all about figuring out how much authority and risk are involved. The magic is, once you classify your project, the specific controls and requirements, the stuff the board really cares about, just snap into focus.
Okay, check this out. This visual maps the whole journey. Over on the left, you've got assistive AI. This is the simple stuff, read-only, just providing insights. But as you move to the right, see how the authority and the potential impact, the blast radius, if you will, starts to ramp up. The moment you cross that authority boundary, your little AI idea is now a system with real power and real-world consequences. And that's the key. The real risk isn't the AI, it's letting its authority go unchecked.
So using the lens is actually pretty straightforward. You just figure out where your idea fits. Is it assistive? Great. That means it's read-only, easily reversible, so the review's going to be super lightweight. Is it transitional? Okay, now you'll need to design in things like a human gatekeeper and ways to gather evidence. And if it's all the way to operational, well, now it's bearing authority. You're going to need the whole shebang, full controls and a solid rollback plan. Just by doing this classification, you immediately know exactly what the board is going to expect to see.
All right, so how does this actually accelerate anything? I mean, isn't this just more red tape? No, not at all. This is all about getting rid of surprises and turning governance from a bottleneck into a real partner. Think about it. When your team walks in prepared, the whole conversation shifts. You're not just hand-waving and speculating anymore. You're having a concrete, productive talk about system design. It completely changes the dynamic.
And the impact on your timeline is, well, it's huge. Look at this. An unprepared idea can get stuck in review cycles forever. But when you come in prepared, it moves so much faster. It means your good ideas get the green light quicker. And, hey, just as important, the weaker ideas get flagged for refinement early on, before you've sunk a ton of time and money into them.
Okay, let's wrap this up. I want to cover a couple of really common mistakes people make and get super clear on what this whole process does and what it doesn't do.
Okay, this one. This might be the biggest mistake I see. Teams will say, oh, don't worry, we added a human approval step, so that removes all the risk. They think that just having someone click an approve button magically solves the problem.
But here's the reality check. If that human is pretty much always expected to follow what the system says, well, then the authority is already shifted to the AI. The risk isn't at the final click. It happens much earlier, as soon as the system starts shaping that human's decision.
So let's be crystal clear on what we're talking about here. What did this guidance do for you? It absolutely helps you prepare for that review. It helps you have a way more productive chat with the governance board.
What it does not do is guarantee approval, and it is not a replacement for the hard work of actually evaluating and validating your models. That's still on you.
So if you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this. It's not the governance review that slows down your good ideas, it's incomplete designs that slow themselves down. When you do the preparation up front, you're the one in the driver's seat. Your best ideas will move faster, and you'll have a whole lot fewer surprises along the way.